Clutter. Everybody has it. Everybody hates it. Nobody likes to deal with it. But the fact of the matter is, if you wish to enjoy a productive and abundant work and home life of spatial clarity, see episode number 55, clutter busting your home and learning how to keep it tidy is key. So today I'm sharing my Clutter Ninja, that's what my son calls me, organizational expertise with all of you to help you learn how to simplify the process to kicking the clutter out of your home and life and taming the tidy for good. But first, a listener review. Excited Mom of 3 writes, I didn't realize there were new ways to stay productive and get my time back. My boys won't be young forever, so having more time for family is important to me. I love the simple strategies and easy to start and not have to spend forever getting started on step 1. Thank you for these hacks. And thank you for your review. Please email me at support@abundantmomlife.com for a special thank you gift from me. And if you're finding value in this podcast, I'd be truly grateful if you take a few moments to leave a written podcast review and share this podcast with your business peeps and your team. Every follow or subscribe and review helps Apple Podcasts boost this show in the search results, which means more mom bosses can find this podcast and begin to have breakthroughs in growing their business and mom life abundance. Together, we can empower mamas to grow the abundant business and mom life they desire and deserve. To leave a written Apple Podcast review, simply find the show, scroll down till you see the reviews, and underneath that you will see purple text that says write a review. Click on that, make sure you leave your stars, and then in the box you can type your written review and hit submit. Welcome to the Abundant Mom Life for Network Marketers show, where we choose to grow a successful and sustainable business from the crazy caffeine-filled comfort of home using flexible productivity strategies that simplify, optimize, and systemize our business and mom life. Hi, I'm Melodie Bishop, a Jesus-loving boy mom, former teacher, turned top 1% network marketer, turned entrepreneur. I believe you can slay your day without being a slave to the hustle. If you're ready to get your time freedom back and design the life you love, you're in the right place. It's time to rise up, know your worth, and live abundantly. Today we'll be talking about the first step in clutter busting your home for good, and it's decluttering. Now, I want to preface this with saying that while I appreciate many of the declutter and organization methods that are popular, most of them are unrealistic, create more overwhelm, and are very difficult to keep up with, which means your beautiful, organized home will eventually end up an unorganized mess, and you'll be living in a never-ending cycle of frustration and feeling defeated. Nobody needs to feel defeated. Organization does require work, but it shouldn't be scary or overwhelming. So the first step is to focus on one mini makeover spot in your home at a time. You want to start small and work your way out. Why? Well, let me paint a picture that perhaps may seem familiar for you. You decide you're going to organize your whole bedroom closet. You set aside a day to get down to business. You proceed by taking everything out of your closet because that's what those popular organization pros tell you to do, and dump it all on your bed. Then you stand there staring at the mess on your bed as your head begins to swirl, and you spend the next 15 minutes or more trying to decide where in the world to begin. You begin sorting everything into piles because that's what those popular organization pros tell you to do. And before you know it, hours have passed and it's time to go to bed. But guess what? You can't go to bed because your bed is still full of clothes from your closet. At this point, you're exhausted. You feel like the clutter has given you a smackdown, and in desperation, you move all the piles to the floor or the dreaded chair. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You have now turned your closet mess into an even bigger mess, and your brain is screaming, retreat, retreat. You're overwhelmed, and who knows how long those piles will stay left on the floor in the chair because you just don't have the time or energy to organize them all. Can you relate? Does this picture sound familiar? It's okay. We've all been there at some point. But guess what? There is hope. I'm going to teach you a simple method that will actually give you results without feeling overwhelmed or defeated. And you'll still be able to go to sleep at night without piles everywhere. The secret is a method I call the Declutter Zone. You know how in sports, how they say he or she's in the zone? That means they are hyper-focused on what they need to accomplish. They are focused on a clear goal and they know the exact path to achieve it. They don't look up, they don't look sideways, they just get to work in the zone. In the zone, you can get so much more done in much less time because you are focused on a specific goal and the steps to reach that goal. So what does the Declutter Zone look like and how does it work? To get in the declutter zone, you want to focus on decluttering one small mini makeover, is what I like to call them, spot at a time. For example, let's take your bedroom closet, since we were already talking about that a little bit. When you go to your bedroom closet, you don't want to organize the whole bedroom closet because the bedroom closet is a mini makeover, and that's great. So you want to take that spot in your room, okay? You don't want to organize the whole room, that spot in your room, and then you really want to break that spot down into smaller micro spots. So for example, in your bedroom closet, you want to say, hey, I'm going to declutter all my dresses first. And then when my dresses are done, maybe you're going to move on to the shirts next, then the pants, then the shoes, then your purses, then your accessories, etc. And you're going to work your way through your whole closet, one micro spot at a time. You're also going to break this process up into 15-minute intervals because, for example, it's really hard once you get going to know how long something is going to take. So if you really break it down into these real small micro spots where you're super focused and in the zone, then you can get it done in 15 minutes. And then if you need another 15 minutes, then you can add on another 15 minutes, but you should be able to do these little micro spots in 15-minute intervals at a time. And then that way, if something happens like the phone rings and the school calls and you have to answer that phone call, or something happens like the dog throws up on the carpet, or your kid needs your help with something, or whatever, and you're distracted as life happens, you don't have to worry about starting something that you're not able to finish. But if you break it up into 15-minute intervals, you'll be able to get through these little micro bursts, okay, of organization at a time. And then if you have to be stopped in the middle of it because of mom life, okay, hashtag mom life, then it's easy to pick it back up later on when you are able to, without having to worry about you making a mess that you don't have time to put away. So don't tackle too much at one time. Break it down into small chunks, okay? As small as possible. And don't move on to the next micro spot that you're going to declutter till the last spot is finished. These small wins, okay, help you stay motivated to keep going so you don't give up. And this method helps you break down a big project into small chunks, kind of like how we do goals, okay? Breaking down goals so you can declutter faster and you can take breaks as life happens without leaving a mess behind and complete each project with less stress and overwhelm. So doing it this way might seem like it's going to take you a little bit longer, but as a mom with crazy mom life that is often out of our control and constant distractions, what happens is we think that we're going to have all this time to devote to a project, and then life happens, and then that project sits there for God knows how long until we're able to pick it back up again, and we stare at it, and the mess overwhelms us. It stresses us out. It gives us anxiety, and that makes our mind, that makes our mind feel cluttered and overwhelmed, and it is a roadblock to keeping us from finishing that project. So it is much easier to simplify this process so that you actually get it done faster because you are focusing on these 15-minute intervals at a time. So if you can work more than 15 minutes, that's great. But I'm going to show you how to break it down into 15 minutes. And then if you have more time, that's great. But if you don't, then that's okay too. You'll be able to pick it back up when you can without feeling like you have a huge mess that is left out and you don't have the energy or time to deal with it. So now that you understand what the Declutter Zone method looks like, let's break it down into those steps for organization and keep it tidy success without the overwhelm. The first step is to prepare for success. You always want to prepare for success. It will save you oodles and caboodles of time and energy and, anxiety. It'll save your anxiety and your sanity later on. So first you want to consider the mini makeover that you're going to be tackling and plan out your command center system. So in order to keep it tidy, you want to have some sort of a system that you are going to be putting into place, and you're going to use that system in order to keep it tidy. So what does a system look like? It's basically everything has a home. So whatever that looks like for you, whether you use bins or you use totes or cubes or whatever you're going to use, plan out what your command center system is going to look like. You also want to plan out the labels for your system and what will go where ahead of time. And when you plan out the labels for your command center system, this will help you know how many bins or totes or whatever you're using, baskets, whatever you're using to hold those things where everything's going to have a home. It'll help you to know how many you need because you'll know how many labels you're going to be using, and you'll get to see, I have a ton of shirts, all right? I like to put my t-shirts in a cube instead of the drawer, and that way you can say, I need all these shirts, let's put them in, let's stack them up. I'm going to need a cube that's this size for my shirts, and maybe you'll need 2 cubes for your shirts. So when you plan it out ahead of time, you'll be able to know exactly what you need, and that way when you get started, you'll have everything you need, and you won't have to keep stopping and starting when you realize you need something that you don't have in order to finish the project. So you want to make sure that you plan it out, map it out, and then draw a picture of what the finished project looks like and label in the picture where everything goes. So you don't have to be an artist to do this, You just want to be able to draw it out. So when you go to work on the project, you know where things are going to go. And if someone is helping you, they know where things are going to go too. And you also have an idea of what goes where and what your space looks like and what can fit where. So this is why this is really important that you draw it out first, because you need to have an idea of what is going to fit where and what is going to go where, and then how much space you have left over afterwards. Then you can tweak and you can edit this before you start getting knee deep into organizing it. Then you want to make a list of the items that you are going to need that you don't already have. So you can make a list of what you already have, and then you can make a list of what you don't have, the things that you need. And then you're going to shop for those items that you don't already have. So you're going to make that shopping list, and you're going to start to shop for those items that you need. So once you've prepared for success, your next step is to schedule your Declutter Zone day. So schedule it. You got to write it down, If it's not written down, it's not a goal. It's just a wish. So wishing is not going to help you here. Stop wishing your life away and write it down. So once your items have all arrived, choose a day and a time to work on your clutter busting and your organizing. So you're going to start with your Declutter Zone and clutter busting first, because once you've decluttered everything, we're going to get to that soon. Once you declutter everything, you'll have less stuff to organize and put away. And that's going to help the organization part be a lot easier because you're not going to be sorting and decluttering and all of that stuff at the same time as organizing. So you want to get rid of stuff first, declutter first, and then you'll have less stuff to put away and organize. And you can even do the decluttering before you do the organization. It really just depends on the space that you're working with. And then when everything comes in, then you can take everything out and begin to put it back away into their home, into your command center system. So once the space has been decluttered, choose a day, choose another day. And that's your day to work on creating your organization system to put everything in its home and keep your space tidy. So on Declutter Zone Day, you'll want to make sure you have all you need to follow through and hold yourself accountable to the task at hand. So the next step, once you've done that, is to get ready and set your timer. All right, so as you're getting ready to get in the declutter zone, you want to first choose your micro spot focus. So are you going to start with the shoes? Okay, so let's say you're going to start with the shoes. You're going to start with the shoes and you're going to grab your kiddo to come help. Now, you don't have to have your kid come help, but if you're decluttering their room, they should be helping, or any other common area in the home, they should be helping. This is a great habit for them to learn, okay? And it's a great way for them to learn how to independently, at some point, declutter their room and their things on their own. Then you want to make sure you have your donate box ready. Most donate centers won't take things in bags anymore. So first of all, check with your donation center, figure out where you're going to donate things, all right? And then you can ask them, hey, do you take boxes or bags? So if you need to have a box, make sure you're prepared because usually you have to put it in a box and the box has to be labeled. So get your donate box ready. Get your trash bag ready for the things you're going to throw out, okay? And then make sure you have your marker so that you can write on your donate box what goes inside, what is inside, so that will make the process of actually bringing it to the donation center instead of it sitting in your house for weeks on end. You'll know what I'm talking about. That way it will make everything nice and easy. So the next time you're going to be running errands, you can pop it in your trunk and you can head over and drop it off at the donation center, and you don't have to worry about them telling you that, oh, sorry, we can't take it because you need to do this or it needs to be in this, etc. So first you want to make sure you explain the process to your kiddo, okay? So maybe you put them in charge of labeling the box, or maybe they're not old enough for that yet, and you're going to hand them the things that are going to go in the trash bag. So make sure you explain the process to your kiddo that things that are going to be thrown away go in the trash bag and things that are going to be donated go in the box, and how to tell which is which. Then you're going to set the timer on your phone for 15 minutes. Okay, so we're working a 15-minute little micro burst. So set the timer and get to work. And then when the timer goes off, you stop. Okay, and then when you stop, you're going to evaluate, hey, do I have another 15 minutes? If you have another 15 minutes, then set the timer and repeat this until you get to a point where you're like, oh, I gotta go pick up the kid at the bus stop, or oh my goodness, I have an appointment coming up, or I gotta go make dinner, or whatever the case may be, until you get to the point where you know you need to then switch to another focus block or another thing that you need to do. All right, so 15 minutes at a time, set a timer. When the timer goes off, make sure you evaluate and see if you have time to set it for another 15 minutes. Now, the final step is easy to overlook, but it's so important in helping you stay inspired and motivated to keep going till your home is a mess and stress-free environment. And that step is to reward yourself. So you want to choose a special treat or fun activity, or maybe a special TV show, or maybe a candy bar, or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but you want to reward yourself so you have something to look forward to for you and your kiddos if they helped out once the project is complete. This helps keep you motivated to tackle the next project because you know that you have a little reward to give yourself and your kiddos at the end for a job well done. Now, one bonus tip to help you keep things tidy is you want to think about the areas in your home that get really unorganized quickly. So first, of course, you want to go through this and create a command center system. But even when you have the command center system, sometimes things get a little bit, out of hand. So you want to write down in your planner once every 3 months or so where you're going to dedicate a chunk of time where you're going to go to that spot and you're going to go through this process and declutter and then make sure everything is put away where it goes. And if you have to, bring your family over and explain the routine of putting things away and where everything goes again, and do this as many times as you need to until they finally get the picture and start putting things away where they go. You can do it, Mama. I'm cheering for you, okay? I promise this process is so worth it because it saves so much time, sanity, and you then have a nice, peaceful, harmonious, clutter-free environment that really helps you to focus on your work and have clarity and just have more joy in your day. And to help you simplify this process even more and begin to develop this new healthy Declutter Zone routine, I've created a free resource for you, a Clutter Buster systems planner and checklist. This planner helps you stay focused and guides you through each step in the Declutter Zone process. You can grab it at abundantmomlife.com/declutter. So your action step homework for today, sorry if you heard my kid in the background. He's loud, all right? Y'all know how it is. Your mamas. Any mamas of boys? Y'all know how it is. So your action step homework for today is to download the Clutter Buster Systems Planner and choose which spot in your home you plan to declutter and organize first, and write it down in your planner. And if you're ready to learn the exact steps I use to master my work-at-home mom life productivity, time management, and create a flexible and adaptable work schedule that fits into my crazy busy life, along with a roadmap to help you craft purposeful goals that help you succeed, and training on which income-producing activities are the best investment of your time, then check out my Purposeful Productivity Pathways course over at abundantmomlife.com/productivity. You must master your time management and productivity, mamas, if you're to succeed in business and life. And you don't have to sacrifice family time or self-care to grow a successful and sustainable business. Let me show you how. And before you go, let me leave you with an abundance prayer. Lord, thank you for the ability to work from home and enjoy the blessings of raising our kids while building a business we love at the same time. Give us the energy and will we need to make time for what matters most and invest our time wisely as we seek out and learn new ways of simplifying our life so we can walk in our purpose with excellence and be fully present in all we do. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Thank you for listening to Mommy's show.
Hey Mama, if you found value in today's show, I'd be truly grateful if you take a few moments to hit that follow or subscribe button and leave an Apple Podcast review. You can even share this podcast with your team, because when we work together, we can empower mamas to claim the abundant life they desire and deserve. Come join our Facebook community at Abundant Mom Life for Network Marketers. Can't wait to get to know you.